Hi everyone, delonewolf here, and welcome to my after report of the battle in Safizon between the drifters and the Amarr Navy. Now, if you want to join one of these live events, maybe I should start with how I found out about the live event. So I think my first signal came from Twitter, where I actually saw the tweet about the scope video that was released. I quickly checked out the live events channel in game, and that one was buzzing with activity about the drifter attack in Safizon. So I finished up the Serpentisify outpost I was doing. I jumped in my stealth bomber and I went over there as fast as I could. And when I arrived there, it was, I think, still pretty early on in the event, because the Amarr Navy was engaging the drifters, but they were actually losing a little bit, and there were reinforcements coming in warp. So that was actually pretty cool, and it was definitely action packed. I mean, we had dozens of drifters, I would say, and then yeah, probably like it said in the scope video, 3-4 times as many Amarr Navy ships, but also they had smaller ships in there as well. So it didn't really feel like the fight was completely one-sided or anything like that. It actually took quite a bit of time for everything to resolve. What I liked very much was that the smaller Amarr ships would definitely fly in formations. So they somehow managed to do that, and you could see small frigates flying in formation, targeting the same drifter battleship, and that was actually pretty cool to watch. Now the event itself, it was basically just an NPC on NPC fight. I must say that the capsuleers were pretty hesitant. I didn't see any major fleets deploy. It was just some individual capsuleers that did go after battleships, usually in some pretty cheap cruiser ships or something like that, something that they were willing to lose. Completely understandable as well, of course, but yeah, this was definitely not something where the players or the capsuleers have swayed the battle in one way or the other. This was pretty much the Amarr Navy's day to shine, where they managed to really hold off those drifters quite effectively, although at heavy losses, I must say. The drifter Doomsday, every time you saw that, you had an Amarr Navy battleship that exploded, and well, they did have some tactics behind them, so I'm not sure how all of this is done exactly, but the Amarr Navy ships would definitely immediately primary any drifter battleship that would use a Doomsday. So they would straight away, all of them, put as much firepower on that, and usually they would be able to destroy it in maybe 3 or 4 volleys or so. So you could clearly see the difference between the ability to soak up damage from a single drifter battleship compared to any Amarr Navy ship. Those got blapped quite quickly once the drifters either used the DD or just focused their fire, and both of the fleets were definitely doing that. The Amarr were focusing a lot of their fire usually on 1 or 2 drifter battleships, so there were definitely some different squads in there, and then the drifters, well, you could see that they would focus them at basically one shot, and the target was dead most of the time anyways. I managed to get there pretty much on time, and I hope that you like all the footage that you're seeing in the background. I'm definitely hoping that we can see more people in there. I know that in the live events channel, which is definitely what I would keep an eye on in game, F-Court always keeps trying to form fleets and to go to these events to try and have fun, but of course you have to be willing to lose whatever it is that you'll fly in those fleets. But yeah, the organization, the players are trying, to organize around those live events, and at the moment it's all focused on Amarr. So if you want to have a few ships ready for the announcement or the deployment of the new Amarr ship that should be coming out next week, then you should definitely consider moving a few ships you're willing to lose somewhere in Amarr space, close to Amarr or Safizon, depending on where you expect the actual event to take place. But I thought it was really cool, and it does show, I think it was a little bit of a test, but it does show that CCP is actually developing the technology for their live events as well. Anyways, that's it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all next time.